My second question to you is apparently La République du Cameroon is recycling their scorched earth policy of killing innocent civilians instead of confronting our ARF. What should our response be at this time?
Um, the first thing I want to tell Amazonians is never mind. Um, Whenever you see your enemy recycling, and you use the right word, recycling strategies, it is two things. It is either he is succeeding or he's failing. So, but here's the thing: if the enemy was succeeding by his strategy of killing innocent civilians, entering into homes and slaughtering some of the Cameroonians in their numbers, as we saw all across our territory from the beginning of the struggle, if that was a successful strategy, then there will be no war today as we know it. They would have since been crushed. So they are not recycling because they are succeeding. Because some people say when you are succeeding, keep doing the same thing so that you will make progress. That's not the reason why they have doubled down on killing more and more civilians. Instead, it is a sign of frustration that they are failing. They are failing and they have run out of ideas. They don't know what to do. In their frustration, they just hope that because in their frustration, without knowing what to do, they just keep doing what they can do. They go for the easy targets, those they who cannot match them, those who have no response, those who are relying, unfortunately, on somebody to protect them. They go to them and open their houses, pull them down from cars, gather them into bushes and forests and shoot them down. It is coward. It is cowardice. It's a disgrace to an army that calls itself a professional army of a nation to do this. And I want to blame the international community and human rights watchdog organizations. Whenever something like this happens, that civilians are killed and there is a cloud as to who actually perpetrated the crime, and when there are insinuations that it is Ambazonians that committed the crime, then you hear them all over the place. You see them on Twitter, you hear them on radio, write articles, make reports and publish all over the place. Human Rights Watch, International Crisis Group, Amnesty International, you hear all of them writing and making statements. Even foreign government officials will be talking. Their televisions will be all over the place. But when it is clear that La Republique, without camouflage, goes into a home and massacres people and there are clear documentary evidence that they have done so. Sometimes they have even acknowledged it because the evidence speak for itself. Then they are silent. Now, that silence is complicity because it tells the perpetrators you can go ahead and do such with impunity. That breeds suspicion, especially in the in the in this conflict. That we start looking at some actors who are supposed to be independent and watchdogs to be partisan, to be siding with the oppressor, to think that somehow killing and annihilating the people of Amazonia can be a solution to this. And then when some things happen and they think it is Amazonia or not, then that's when they talk. That is a selective that's selective outrage, and it is unacceptable. I would like them to come out vehemently, whether on the floor in the floor of the United Nations, whether through their ambassadors, whether through the human rights organizations, and speak to the powers that be in Yaoundé and the perpetrators of this act to stop. and I call on the United Nations. This a good this is a moment that they're supposed to be talking about fact-finding missions or threatening them with ICJ, International Criminal Court, rather actions. We have a petition at the International Criminal Court, which pending investigation. This is the moment that they should be asking the ICJ to do something, because we are all interested to know and to get these people, these perpetrators, and to answer for their actions. So that is a very sad situation. For me, our action. Here's the thing: you are asking to know our what should we do. La République started this war, and the next thing they did is that when they continued their wave of criminality and violence against innocent civilians, they helped us to recruit our crowd of fighters that we have. They recruited for us through their their use of brute force and violence against our people, burning houses, making our people uh, defenseless, our defenseless people hopeless, and give up on life. And when people have given up on life, they are not afraid to die. They are ready to fight, probably to live. And that is how they led us to recruit thousands of people who are now ready to resist and have been resisting. That wave of violence recruited the numbers we have and the fight we have today. This second wave of violence, or the continuation of the violence, will beget violence. Violence begets violence. They should not think that this will go without response. The first one, they thought it will go without response. It created Ambazonia Restoration Forces. This, now that they are continuing and killing people, they were recently in Boyo, raced down a whole village, killed, burned Queen Mother alive in her palace, burned down every house in that village. What do they think they have done? Solved the problem? No. Just recruited some hundreds more to join Ambazonia. And now this new wave of killing will create a new wave of response from Ambazonia. I cannot tell you what an angry man will do, but I can only tell you that he will do something. Because violence begets violence. La République no longer has the monopoly of violence that they thought they had, that kept us under bondage. They don't have it. They no longer have the monopoly of violence. Therefore, violence shall beget violence. Since they have chosen to kill innocent civilians, let them know that it's not only Ambazonians that have civilians. La République too has civilians. This is what they are doing to push people to their worst instincts. We raise up a political matter that requires a political solution. They have mobilized to kill people, and they are killing innocent civilians, father, mother, children, babies, burning down everything on their way. They don't have the monopoly, and you cannot tell what an angry man will do. I want to promise them that the people are angry enough to do the worst if they don't stop. And for the rest, we'll just wait and see whether this will go without a response from the people who are angry enough in Ambazonia.
Thank you, Mr. President, for that precise response. I would like to add that the Queen Mother, who was burnt alive, we went to school together in the early 70s. She was 2-3 classes ahead of me in that village, which I was there for about a year before moving somewhere else. So I know that part of Ambazonia pretty well. Mejang and Baicham, all those places I visited when I was 6-7 years old. So it's a very sad story.